Hi guys, this is Pratyusha from Pratvan I'm here with a tutorial for how to use pattern paper for decoupage quilled pendants. We will be featuring Bob and Betty pattern papers which are made in India. Bob and Betty offer a colorful collection of beautiful pattern papers designed in the most delectable colors ever. These pattern papers will open up doors to creativity whether you want to make cards, tags, scrapbook layouts, mixed media layouts, or to explore the whimsical world of decoupage. Today we'll be using these pattern papers to create quilt decoupage pendants. So here are my trials with their pattern papers. I love their collection of vintage floral pattern papers and think they would be absolutely great when you make any decoupage quilt jewelry. So let's get started with the tutorial. Here's a closer look at the pattern papers. These are extremely high quality papers and Bob and Betty have a wide range of variety for you to choose from. We will be using this sheet of pattern paper for our tutorial. The sheet or pattern paper is quite thick, so for jewelry we cannot use these directly because they won't be pliable. So I will be sharing a method that we will be using to make the paper pliable. The first part is to prepare the pendant base. As we're making a pendant, you can either use 10 strips or 12 strips of quilling paper to make the tight roll. Roll the strips into a tight roll and use the mini mold to give the tight coil a slight dome shaped. Once the dome is prepared, use Fevicol to glue the undersurface of the dome and let it dry in the side for at least an hour or so. Once the Fevicol is dry, you can use gesso. This step is completely optional and if you want you can skip it also. And if you want to substitute gesso, you can substitute it with any white acrylic paint that you find in the local craft shop. And I have gessoed the dome and I'm going to let it dry for an hour or so now. Now to prepare the pattern paper, cut out the pattern from the paper. Here's a small tip for all of you. Keep the scissors stationary and move only the pattern paper. This will give better results when you're doing fuzzy cutting. Once the pattern is cut out, use a water mister to spray some water onto the pattern paper cutout from a distance. Dab this excess water off with a baby wipe and leave aside for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, use the needle quilling tool to separate the top design of the pattern paper carefully. Follow the same steps to create a few more of the pattern flowers and keep them for the further use. Now that the gessoed pendant base is dry, it's time to get your fingers dirty. Yes, you heard me right. Because of the thickness difference between the tissue paper and the pattern paper, the way they soak glue is also very different. So we will be applying the decoupage gloss glue here with our fingers instead of a normal paintbrush. So you will be using your fingers to apply the decoupage gloss glue first onto the pendant base. Then place the cutout pattern paper onto the glued surface and apply generous layer of decoupage gloss glue over the flower pattern by applying little pressure over the pattern. Continue the same method as before to add in more of the pattern flowers. Once happy with the coverage of the dome with the pattern paper, let the dome dry for a day or two. Later, you can add in your jewelry findings and components to finish up the pendant. Hope this tutorial helps. Thanks for watching. In case of any queries, feel free to leave a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.